Hi everyone and welcome to Roots and Wings Travel. My name is Becky and I travel with my husband Travis and our two little girls Teddy and Ellie, and we are currently in Baja California Sur, staying in Loreto Bay, and today we have driven up to San Javier to see the San Javier mission, which you can see a little bit behind me here, and we're going to tour around and take you along with us. Mission San Javier sits in the hills above Loreto. This is the best preserved of the Jesuit mission churches and one of the oldest ones in the Californias. Construction of the Church of San Francisco Javier took place between 1774 and 1759. It has been preserved in its original shape with no remodeling whatsoever. The small town that surrounds the mission is home to 200 people who mostly work the fields of grapes and olives that grow on some of the oldest trees in the Americas. In fact, the first olive tree planted in the American continent more than 300 years ago has its home just a short walk from the mission. After visiting the sights of San Javier, it was time to get out of the heat and enjoy some lunch before heading back to Loreto Bay. So we enjoyed our beautiful drive back from San Javier. It's like one of the most beautiful drives we've done, and the girls had a nice car nap on the way back. We are back at our place and we are just going to head to the pool. So since this is a part 2 video, I'll just quickly go over. We are staying in Loreto Bay in the Villages Resort here. So we have an Airbnb. If you missed our first video, I will link it down below so you can see a little bit more of where we're staying and what we've been up to in this area. But for now, let's head to the pool. So one thing to note, since this is a video about traveling to Loreto with kids, is that none of the restaurants we've been to yet have had a kids menu, but I just found here at the wine cellar in Loreto Bay, they actually have a children's menu, and the rest of the menu looks pretty good too. So I'll just show you a quick look to see what the kids menu is, but just something to keep in mind with your kids. It has been like a little bit tricky at times finding something for the kids, but luckily we've had like pizza or french fries, or sometimes they have dug into some of the Mexican food, and there has also been pasta at a few places, so we've been able to make it work. But it is nice to see a place that has a kids menu. The next morning we made a quick stop in Loreto to stock up on essentials like sunscreen and snacks, and then we hit the road again. Good morning from Playa El Coyote. So we drove about an hour and a half north of Loreto this morning, and there's a town called El Coyote, I think that's how you say it, and this is the beach. So we're in the Concepcion area, and it's known for its beautiful turquoise water, which it is really beautiful. So the drive this morning was really nice, being able to look down over the turquoise water at all the beaches. Van life camping here is very popular, so it's hard to actually find a spot on the beach, but we did pull in here this morning, and there's even a tiny bit of shade with the trees beside us, and yeah, just a good chance to hop in the water. We're just gonna have a little play at the beach here before moving on with our day. We just drove about 10 minutes further north from where we were at the beach, and we drove down into a little area where there's a restaurant, and we had to pay 100 pesos just to get in here. So it might be the spot where we have lunch, and then maybe we can go to the beach. But we'll just see how it goes here with lunch and what we want to get up to afterward. much to my disappointment, no one wanted to swim or hang out at the beach after lunch. To be fair, it was very hot. So we jumped back in the car and the girls napped while we made our way back to Loreto. One thing to note was that on our way there in the morning we did pass through a checkpoint, and while it looked intimidating, the people working were really friendly and we had no problems. We weren't asked for ID and they didn't look through our vehicle at all, but that looked like it could be the case, so just be prepared for that if you decide to make this journey. We are back in Loreto. We drove the hour and a half back. It was about 5 o'clock as we were heading through Loreto, and we decided we should pull in, see if we can get into the brewery that we've been trying to get to. So we're gonna have a quick bite to eat before heading back to our place for the night. We were glad to make the stop because the supper and locally made beers were excellent. We wandered down to the Malecon and had a sunset play before heading back for the night. Good morning and welcome to Tabor Canyon. We drove about 15 minutes from our place at Loreto Bay and we found the very bumpy little goat path to the trailhead.
We're going for a hike.
We are going for a hike. So the trail itself is marked as very challenging and it becomes much more of a scramble as you get higher up. But we've read with little kids you can go a little bit of the way, and there's some like pools in the canyon and stuff, so we're just gonna check it out. We're not going to spend too much time here because we're not looking for anything challenging with the girls, but we do want to just kind of check it out and get a feel for it. I knew from watching other videos and reading blogs that the hike was mainly walking through the canyon, but even at the beginning of the trail it was not evident which way to actually go. And there was another hiking party that were kind of lost high up in the walls of the canyon because they had followed a different path out of the parking lot that took them that way. More on them in just a few minutes. We really enjoyed this walk through the canyon. We were walking over and climbing up rocks the entire way. It was also very hot and there were not many opportunities to find shade, so after about half an hour, we decided it might be time to turn back. That was also around the time Ellie was ready to get out of the carrier, so we knew we didn't want to go any further at that point. Both girls really enjoyed the walk back down, so this ended up being a fun outing for our family. However, another thing to note is that I think it would have been worthwhile looking into doing this hike in a guided tour. Not only was there not very much information at the trailhead, but we actually wouldn't have even known where to turn off the highway to find the parking spot if I hadn't done quite a bit of research ahead of time. The end of our hiking experience got cut short, which we will explain in just a minute. Right across the highway from the very bumpy goat trail into Tabor Canyon is the Puerto Escondido, I think. And we kind of thought it was a town, but when we got here, it's literally just a huge port for the yachts.
So we went to Tabor Canyon and we were there for about an hour in the hike ourselves. So we got back to the car and the plan was to fly the drone up to go see where the water was from where we were. So we flew the drone up, but at the same time as we were flying the drone up, there was 3 American guys that were traversing the cliffs of the sides of the mountain. One of the guys came down and got to us at the car and asked if we could look for him. So we looked for him with the drone and all of a sudden it disconnected and the screen went just gray. Thought I could maybe fly it back. to where we were at, and then I tried to reconnect it, and it reconnected, and it was already in a tree. So Becky had went back, and it showed on the monitor how far it was. It was about 450 meters back to the drone. So she went back, and she tried to get it, and I guess it was up the side of a cliff face, of course, where the trees were. So we never did get the drone back, so we lost our drone.
On our way back from Puerto Escondido, the girls fell asleep, of course. Teddy's already awake, but Ellie's still sleeping. I think when we were driving back, the reality kind of hit to Travis and I, what it kind of means to lose the drone. So when I was in the canyon looking for it, I was just like feeling like I was really putting my safety at risk. It was not a safe place to be climbing up the edges, trying to find this drone. And at that time I was just like, well, it's better to leave the drone behind than to have an injury and need to get like help getting out of there. But then it just kind of hits you that you lost your drone, and we lost all the footage we had. I hadn't backed that card up at all this trip, so we had like some nice footage of the Loreto Bay community and all the beautiful buildings here, and then of course our trip yesterday up to the Concepcion area with the beautiful water, and we had like some nice videos of our family on the beach. So like, of course, losing the drone itself is the part that you're losing the money that it costs, but then just losing the images off of it too is a real bummer. Travis had some farm stuff on there that he hadn't backed up either, so kind of a disappointment. But I just feel like it's always a little bit of a risk when you have a drone, and we've definitely been in situations before where it's disconnected, but we've always been able to get it back to us, and today just wasn't the day. And I do think because Travis was trying to help find the other hiker, that he flew it a little bit farther and was probably flying it in a different way than he usually would. So it's all just kind of, the situation was what it was. But yeah, that's just kind of where we're at. So we're back now. It's 3:30. Sounds like I'm waking up Ellie here, but we'll probably hit up the pool for this afternoon, and that'll probably be it for us for the day. I am pretty wiped from being out in the sun for that much extra time, but grateful that we got to have that nice lunch, and we had some ice cream, and yeah, just move on with our day.
So we're going out on a side-by-side trip through the Baja Desert. We're going with the Aventura Tours. I'm not sure how long it's going to be. They say 4 to 5 hours. So I should be back. I think we're heading to the town of Loreto, and then maybe you get a coffee, it says on their website, and I think you head out to the, maybe they call it the mountains, I don't know, to San Javier. So it should be an interesting trip. I kind of got a day pack ready to go. Hopefully it's going to be fun. Teddy really wants to go, but I don't think it's really a, I guess I'll find out. Maybe we do come back in a few years, someone else can go with me.
With Travis off on his adventure, the girls and I got to have a really relaxed day together. We hung out at the pool for the morning, had naps and quiet time back in our room, and late in the afternoon, just as Travis was getting back from his tour, we set off for the beach.
So I went to Adventure Tours. We went on a side-by-side tour for the 4-hour half-day trip. So we went through a couple valleys, through the desert, some farmland area, ranch land. It was quite a bit of dust, so they had helmets with positive air pressure, which was kind of interesting. Never been a part of that. But it is like a real Baja machine, not the same as we'd have at home, where we just have a standard side-by-side with big tires. This is a little more, they're different, turboed 1000. So it was lots of fun. Went with a crew of, there were 6 of us in total. It was really good.
We did our best to have our supper done early. It's still after 7 o'clock, but we're gonna try to drive into Loreto one more time to see if we can go to one of the 2 fruit bar places that we've been to, because they're just something that are delicious and good and unique. So let's go see if we can find a fruit bar place open in Loreto.
Buenos dias.
Good morning from our travel day. We are heading out today, but first
We are going to the pool.
yes, so it's just before 9 o'clock, so we're gonna have a quick dip in the pool, a nice cool down, hopefully get some pastries from La Bistro, and then head back and get packed up for the day. We are packed up and saying goodbye to number 319. We are going to head into town for a little bit before we need to be at the airport, but that's pretty much going to be it for us. I'll just take a chance right now to say thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, please comment down below, and if you haven't already, go back and watch our part 1 video, and I also have a packing video if you're here kind of for the kids stuff. So thanks again, we'll see you next time.